The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. We got the regular crew with me this morning, so good morning, Carol.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
And then I got my brother Pedro's back.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday. Tamale Tuesday.
Tamale Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Thank God it's Tuesday.
Whatever tea you want to put in front of it. Okay, so
right.
It is Tuesday though.
Well, turn it up Tuesday then.
Hey,
why not? Turn it up Tuesday.
Like that.
Hey, if we just had a club, we could promote that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get people out on a Tuesday night. But anyway, of course, it's being the end of the month. We don't have any groups, so there won't be any more groups until Thursday, Friday. So beginning of May. So anyway, but other than that, everything is good. Hopefully everybody had good morning, good rest of your day yesterday, all that kind of good stuff. So I know you had to go downtown yesterday, Pedro. That was a lot of fun traveling around downtown LA. There's never nothing really simple. As many people as it is down there.
Yeah, we took it instead of taking access paratransit. I just took a quick access to the Metrolink and made my way into downtown. You know how traffic can be, especially on a weekday in Los Angeles. And from, Santa Fe Springs into downtown, 25 minutes. You can't beat it. You cannot beat it traveling like that, and, so it was out there early, walked around, hit like 2, 3 stores,
Where was y'all at, down in the Garden District?
No, it was in the fashion district where the suits at.
Okay. Well, it's kind of almost the same thing, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that little spot had a lot of suits and gowns. That's what it,
Right.
So I was out there jumping around, looking around, It got me some pieces and stuff like that. Got me a whole suit also and stuff like that.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a lot going on downtown LA, that's for sure. So,
always.
But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into these articles. This first one is, I guess, we probably all seen this and never really recognized. I didn't know there was a name for it. I just thought people was like living in misery, I guess. But everybody, what the hell is he talking about? Well, we're going to play the article and then we'll talk about it on the other side. So we'll be right back.
Today on Coffee Time, silent divorce, the quiet crisis within marriages. When people think of divorce, they often picture arguments, legal battles, and drastic life changes. Yet, for many couples, a very different and quieter form of separation exists, the silent divorce. In a silent divorce, couples remain legally married and often live under the same roof, but the emotional connection that once united them has quietly faded away. At first glance, these marriages may seem intact. There are no public fights, no sudden moves to separate, and no immediate signs of crisis. But inside, the relationship is hollow. Partners operate like roommates rather than spouses, maintaining daily routines without real emotional investment. Over time, the lack of connection can lead to feelings of loneliness, resentment, and profound dissatisfaction. Key signs of a silent divorce. Several key indicators point to a marriage experiencing a silent divorce. Lack of communication. Conversations are stripped down to logistical matters, managing schedules, coordinating chores, while deeper emotional dialogue disappears. Emotional and physical distance, affection, intimacy, and support dwindle, leaving both partners feeling isolated even in shared spaces. Separate lives. Each person focuses on independent activities and social circles, with little or no mutual involvement. Indifference. Emotional investment erodes. Celebrations, struggles, and personal achievements are met with apathy rather than engagement or support. Avoidance of conflict. Rather than facing issues together, partners avoid disagreements altogether, allowing unresolved tensions to quietly accumulate. Separate living spaces. Some couples even sleep in different bedrooms, symbolizing the widening emotional chasm. Lack of future planning. Discussions about shared dreams, vacations, retirement plans, or major life goals become non-existent. Staying together for external reasons, whether for financial security, children's welfare, or societal expectations, the reasons for staying married often lie outside the relationship itself. Why couples stay despite emotional distance. While silent divorce may seem unsustainable, many couples consciously or unconsciously choose it over a formal separation for several reasons. Financial stability. Divorce can impose significant financial burdens. Maintaining the marriage might seem like the more practical choice. Children's well-being. Parents often believe that a two-parent household, even an emotionally disconnected one, benefits children more than divorce would. Social or cultural pressure. In communities where divorce carries stigma, couples may feel obligated to stay together. Hope for rebuilding. Sometimes couples cling to the hope that emotional connection can be restored with time or effort. Addressing a silent divorce. Recognizing the signs of a silent divorce is crucial to taking steps toward healing, whether that means working to rebuild the relationship or acknowledging the need for separation. Here are some proactive steps to consider. Open communication. Honest dialogue about feelings, needs, and disappointments can sometimes reignite emotional intimacy or, at the very least, foster mutual understanding. Seek professional help. Marriage counseling offers a neutral space to unpack issues and work toward solutions with a trained mediator. Individual therapy. Sometimes personal growth is necessary before couples can reconnect or make decisions about the relationship's future. Evaluate long-term needs. It's important to assess whether the current situation serves both partners' emotional health and life goals. Silent divorce may not always be the end of a relationship, but it is a serious warning sign that change is needed. Whether couples choose to repair or part ways, prioritizing emotional honesty and well-being is essential to finding fulfillment in life and love. Have you ever seen or experienced signs of a silent divorce? What steps do you think are most important when couples face this quiet crisis? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say this, out of my experience, I mean, I've been married twice. My first one, it didn't work out. I'm being honest, and I mean, for whatever reason, I mean, none of that in the article made a whole lot of sense to me. Maybe it was just my situation, whatever, but no, I can't stay in a relationship if we're not together. No, I can't stay there. I'm not gonna stay there for the kids. I'm not gonna stay there for the money. I'm not gonna stay there because somebody else says we should. It's just no. I'm good. I mean, I I just No, maybe it's just me. I just can't. I can't do that. I can't be with somebody, and if I'm not truly with them, if I'm not, emotionally attached and per se, in love, because there's a difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody. So again, if I'm not in love with my mate, I ain't doing it. So I don't know what you think, girl.
For me, of course, I've never married, but I do know of couples right now, that are doing this where it's something with the kids, or like the old song, it's cheaper to keep her, and they financially just can't leave her or him because of that financial piece. They're just unable to maintain a livelihood without that individual, and they're suffering. And I see the children. You would think that it would work because they're trying to do this for the kids, but you see that the kids aren't crazy. They see when something's not right, and it causes more harm, I feel, than good, because these children have behavioral problems. There's some type of they're not learning, they're not retaining, and all of that is just due to what they see happening at home. No, it may not be no arguments, it may not be no physical fights, but you can feel that something is just not right with mommy and daddy and daddy, or mommy and mommy. So it just, I don't know. I'm like you. If I was married, I would stay only because I love that individual. I would not fake it, shake it, whether it had to do with kids, if kids were involved, which I don't have any, or if it was about money, because to me, it's got to be about something more. And I jet off real quick on a flight. Zoom, I'm gone. So to each its own, however they have to do it. But yeah, I know couples that do it. I'm not gonna knock how they're doing it. I just know I couldn't do it.
Right. And again, I didn't know they had a name for it. Like it was silent divorce. I didn't even know that that was even a thing. But
Me either.
clearly, it is.
Me
You
either.
know, I mean, again, I've seen this, throughout my life as well. Couples staying together for whatever reason, but it just ain't me. So, yeah. So anyway, what you think about all this, Pedro?
Yeah, this um it's not a relative new concept. Yeah, you see it within when I was growing up, you see it within couples and their parents and stuff like that, or friends and stuff like that. Seems like they just, you know, like the article says, like a silent divorce, it just, under like swept under the carpet, and then just together to be together due to the kids or whatever the situation may be. And sometimes it's sometimes you see it around a lot, but I couldn't stay with a person I'm not attracted to or in love with. I wouldn't stay to stay. I never been married, but I do have children, and you do have to like make things work, like with their mom and stuff like that. But man, I don't know, to stay in a relationship and silently not wanting to be there and just stay quiet. I don't know. It probably kills those people inside, or I don't know. I don't know. Some people sacrifice for the children, and there's also silent divorce, like a silent divorce, right? But there's
Right.
also parents that are single, like moms, and they just dedicate to their children and not and then don't open themselves up to dating and stuff like that.
Right. They don't want to bring that stuff around the kids. I mean, don't
That's
get
Hmm.
me
true.
wrong. I mean, when kids are involved, it adds another level of difficulty. I grant that, right?
Right.
But, I would rather, uh, still support my children emotionally, you know what I'm saying? Financially and all that other kind of stuff. But at the same time, I just can't. I don't want them to grow up watching me be unhappy. I don't want them to watch their mama being unhappy. Especially in the same household setting. I mean, we're not roommates. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. I mean, but at the same time, like you say, you do still have to be there for your kids. But like I told mine, when they got older, well, daddy, yada, yada, yada. I said, well, this is going on between me and your mom and whatever. And I just did not want to have you guys grow up watching all of that, and I just preferred to, when you come and hang out with me, I'm good. I'm happy. When you're home with your mama, hopefully everything is good and she's happy, that way, you still got two loving parents, but you want them both to be happy, even if it's apart from each other, if you can't be happy together, then you got to do it separately. And that's just the direction I chose to go in. Now my second marriage, I mean, we were together until death did us part, I mean, my kids, but it was also something, I mean, number one, I did truly love my second wife. And I still love her, but at the same time, we had both came from broken homes, single parents and all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, I had a stepfather, but it wasn't my father. But my
Mm-hmm.
point being, we both had this very, very strong desire, besides the fact of the way we felt about each other, we both had a strong desire to give our kids what we didn't have, and that was two parents that, worked it out, made it through all the tough times, you know what I'm saying, stood behind each other and gave them parents, like I said, a two-parent household, you know. It wasn't the best, we wasn't the richest, but we did the best we could, and they knew we loved them, and that was good enough, so but again, kids do add an extra layer to it, but you got to think about it. Are you helping or hurting the kids by staying in a loveless relationship?
All right. That's
You
right.
know, because when they, a lot of times kids grow up and they emulate what they've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, stay in the household just for the fact of keeping, a two-parent household, uh, again, your kids might grow up and say, well, I just need somebody to do the washing and cleaning and cooking. I don't really need, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having somebody that you truly love and having that, that affection and that aura in your house, a loving environment versus an existing environment. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but that's just my thing on it. So, but I just thought it was interesting. Like I said, I didn't know they actually had a term for it. Silent divorce. Wow, what is this?
Right.
So I looked into it. Oh, okay, this sounds interesting. Let me hook this one up. So, but anyway, hopefully nobody listening in is in that situation, I mean, because there's some tough choices you got to make if you're in that situation, So I wouldn't want to, wish that on anybody, So if you are, think about yourself, think about your kids, think about whether you're doing the right thing or not. You know what I'm saying? And then do what you feel is best for you and yours. So on that note, I guess we can jump into some promos and then get into our next article. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org. or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
June 21st, got a vibe so right. Come through the service and a day tonight. It's Blind United, yeah, we're bringing the flair. Crafts and colors floating in the air. Jewels that shine, lotion so smooth. Mosaics, baked goods, handmade grooves. You don't wanna miss this artful affair. Blind made magic, love everywhere. Jewel that shine, lotion so smooth. Mosaics, baked goods, handmade grooves. You don't wanna miss this artful affair. Blind made magic, love everywhere. You want a table, just 25 bucks. Bring your vision, your craft, your luck. Vendors welcome, come show your pride. Let your work shine, let your soul ride. It's more than a fair, it's a moment to share with a community that truly cares. So email us now, don't miss your spot. info@blindunited.org, we got a lot. Jewels that shine, lotion so smooth. Mosaics, baked goods, handmade grooves. You don't wanna miss this artful affair. Blind made magic, love everywhere. So come vibe with the crew, enjoy the day. Blind United has got it set our way. June 21st, bring your smile and light. Art and love, yeah, we'll shine so bright.
All right. Well, again, we are doing a crafting fair. So, like I said, if you want to get in on it, these tables are going. So, I wouldn't sit and sleep on this too much longer. Get your spot. Make sure you got your spot reserved, because we could run out of tables. So if you want to do something like that, if you got some crafting going on, got a hot sauce you done created, a barbecue sauce, or I don't know, whatever you do. If it's crafting, food products, baked goods, whatever, come on out and let us see what you got. Maybe you can make a bunch of money. So anyway, I don't know, Pedro, I think you might like this next one, man. This is about some stuff going on out there in space, and they just found something that been there for a while, evidently, and they just never was able to see it. So check this out.
Today on Coffee Time, a hidden giant in the sky, the discovery of Eos. In a stunning breakthrough for astronomy, scientists have uncovered a massive molecular cloud astonishingly close to our solar system. This discovery, announced recently and named Eos, could significantly reshape how we understand the birth of stars and the structure of our local galactic neighborhood. Located approximately 300 light-years away, Eos is a sprawling, crescent-shaped formation composed largely of molecular hydrogen, H2. To put its size into perspective, it stretches across 25 degrees of the sky, making it comparable in visual breadth to some of the largest constellations we can see. Despite this incredible scale, Eos had remained undetected until now due to its unique and elusive nature. What makes Eos unique? Most molecular clouds are discovered through their carbon monoxide, CO, emissions, a standard practice in astrophysics. However, Eos is what scientists call CO dark, meaning it contains very little carbon monoxide, rendering it invisible to traditional observational methods. This invisibility is what kept it hidden despite its proximity and size. Researchers made the breakthrough using data from the Far Ultraviolet Imaging Spectrograph, FMS, aboard South Korea's SDST-1 satellite. Instead of relying on CO, they detected far ultraviolet fluorescence emitted by excited hydrogen molecules, a groundbreaking method that led to Eos's revelation. This method's success hints at a broader, tantalizing possibility. There could be more CO-dark molecular clouds lurking undetected throughout our galaxy, waiting for similar detection techniques to uncover them. Why is the discovery of Eos so important? Proximity for study. Because Eos is only 300 light-years away, it provides an extraordinary opportunity for scientists to study the early stages of molecular cloud evolution close-up. Star formation potential. Despite its substantial mass, estimated between 3,400 and 5,400 times that of our Sun, Eos shows no signs of active star formation yet. However, gravitational forces or other cosmic events could eventually trigger it, offering a rare look at the conditions preceding the birth of new stars. Finite lifetime. Scientists estimate that Eos will persist for another 5.7 to 6 million years before dissipating through photoevaporation, slowly releasing its gases into the surrounding space. Reevaluating galactic models. The fact that such a massive structure remained undetected until now challenges existing models of star formation and molecular cloud distribution. If Eos could hide in plain sight, how many others might be out there, undetected? A colossal sight, if only we could see it. If visible to the naked eye, Eos would dominate the night sky, outshining familiar constellations with its massive crescent shape. Artists' impressions based on observational data help visualize its immensity, offering a sense of the hidden complexity of our own galactic backyard. A new frontier in astrophysics. The discovery of Eos using far ultraviolet fluorescence sets a powerful precedent. Future missions using similar techniques may uncover even more invisible cosmic structures. Each new find could unlock deeper insights into the way stars, planets, and even galaxies come to life. The full details of this fascinating discovery are available in the study published in Nature Astronomy under the title, "A Nearby Dark Molecular Cloud in the Local Bubble Revealed via H2 Fluorescence." Eos stands as a glowing reminder that even in regions we think we know, the universe still holds vast, uncharted wonders. What are your thoughts on the discovery of Eos? Do you think we'll find even more hidden giants close to Earth? Share your ideas and join the conversation. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, again, I've never really gotten into, I don't know if we want to call this astronomy or whatever. You're looking out at them stars and, looking, trying to look beyond our galaxy and all this other kind of stuff. Again, a whole lot of this stuff don't make no sense to me. I mean, just like they sitting there talking about all of this, is being made up of, H2. Uh, uh, but again, ain't nobody put their hands on it. Ain't nobody went up there and sampled nothing. All they doing is sitting there looking at it through whatever high powered, computerized, whatever telescopes and all this. But now you can come back and tell me the whole chemical breakdown of this thing. I mean, I don't know that. I'm not saying it ain't possible because evidently it is. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, but anyway, on that note, Tisha says good morning. So good morning, Tish. But I mean, hey, there's still a lot to learn out there, and they're doing the best they can with it. To try to learn it. Hopefully that all this stuff that they've been telling us for generations and generations. Once they actually get up there and actually start physically exploring these areas, of outer space. Hopefully everything stands true to what they said, and they don't, who knows? They might get up there and realize, well, wait a minute, no, we was totally wrong about this. We was totally wrong about that. But anyway, that's my take on it, Carol. I mean, I don't know. You been much into that kind of stuff?
I used to be, when I was visual, I had a telescope. I would go visit the planetarium, and just kind of let the skies kind of talk to me. But, and it just, it just shows that it's still so much more out there that we're just not aware of. And for them to continuously look and try to discover new things that could possibly help us down here on Earth, it's amazing. But As long as it doesn't hurt us, I guess it's okay. Um, it's just different. I wish that I could still kind of see, you know, to actually put my eyes on it, because when I could, it was amazing to just kind of view it from down here up there. I like the stars and this, that, or the other, but I'm just not really interested in a lot of it right now. And it's just because I just can't see it. And describing it, everybody has a different view of how they describe things. So visually, I would rather see it than to have someone describe it.
I hear you. I said this the other day. I was speaking with somebody. I've never been one of them people who like to go out and do a whole lot of camping. Not that I've never been, but my thing and the best part about camping to me was, laying there at night out in, where you didn't have any light pollution and being able to look up and look at it all, millions and billions of stars that's up there, So,
Right.
I just like the view, but I never got into, again, I just can't figure again. For me, I can't connect the dots on looking at it and and through a telescope, and then being able to tell me the whole makeup of this whole planet, universe, whatever. No, I'm just not with that. But I know Pedro's got more on that because he gets into that a lot more than I do.
Yeah,
Me too.
well, like Carol said, yeah, when this was more visual and stuff, it's really good, really good. Hold on.
Well, it's a beautiful sight.
Yeah,
Yes.
an amazing, beautiful sight. Seeing that, the stars look small from down here, and you're like, okay, I'm here, but in reality, those stars are so much bigger than us, even
Right.
bigger than our sun. And the way they find the composition of chemicals when it comes to space is not just with the telescopes that are optical. They use telescopes that are radio waves, infrared waves, and they have other instruments. And then getting depending on the light they get back for like the infrared telescopes and stuff like that, they could start telling the way the light is and the frequency the light is at. They could start knowing the compound of what they're seeing. They do some slightly similar tactics to get a composition of a planet that might be far, that they want to see what type of atmosphere it might have, or if it has water. Yes, it's a forefront right now in science, even with that other telescope they got. But if we go back to the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, when we're barely getting some of this instrumentation, and a lot of it was uh uh in papers, and when the theory of relativity came along, they were talking about singularities. No one never seen a singularity, and everybody, it was just in theory, something that comes to a defined point that can have massive gravity, and they never seen it, and then they start mentioning them. Now we know them by black holes. They still was in theory because they didn't get to see one physically until what, 10 years ago. We got the first picture of a black hole, and that picture, the size of the picture, I mean, the file was enormous, enormous. And now we know that there's black holes. Now it's common knowledge that there's black holes in centers of our galaxy, and in other galaxies, galaxies too, and other, like, so, we have one in our Milky Way. It's covered by a lot of clouds, but uh, uh degree and all that, but it's there. And there's only been a handful of galaxies that don't have a black hole. And this is, this is kind of new information. We didn't know that before. They were known as singularities. Now we have another phenomenon that we haven't even seen, and they're called a white hole. Um, and it's the reverse of a black hole. In theory, this should exist, just like a dark star exists. We see the stars and they see yellow, uh, and we could see them, but there's stars that are dark that you can't see. So the universe just teaches us that it can get crazy and it could get wild. So, you know, and it pushes science to develop more instrumentation to analyze these phenomena, these things that eventually come to light and eventually we find out about. But those techniques bring technologies back to other sectors and things like that. Even with our knowledge base that we know about space. And it seems like we know more about space than we do our ocean, though, if you really think about it.
Well, that's true.
Right.
Yes, but it is with these new technologies that they have in astrology and space and stuff. They've been finding some anomalies with their theory. They looked way in the past and they found massive galaxies in the beginning of our universe, something that's impossible. How you gonna have major massive galaxies in the beginning, in the starting point of the universe, in the Big Bang?
Hmm.
The only way that I see, in my opinion, is they were there before that happened. So now there's so many other theories that what about a galaxy bumped into our galaxy and that made a, or to another galaxy and that bump made a spark and made a big bang and made this galaxy or this universe. I mean, excuse my, let me use the proper language. This universe, but as we have keep going forward, we're starting to understand that it's a multiverse, than just a singular universe. But I use universe to describe other universes, and that could bump and make this Big Bang happen, this universe come on, this reality, you know. So we're in the forefront, and there's so many theories. So, kind of some scientists are kind of like scratching their heads because of the new data. um, they also saw black holes in the beginning of our universe. So that's kind of how would you get massive black holes, and unless they had to be eating other matter, because black holes grow with the more matter it sucks up. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, and always with science, that's what science is all about, finding out, you know, proposing a theory and then making it a fact and by observation and experiment, you know. So
Yeah.
this is interesting to me, man. I get deep in some of this stuff too.
Okay. I hear you. Well,
Discovery.
I was already confused before we got started, but thank you for just adding to that because I didn't understand a thing you said. But anyway, it's all good. I mean, again, I told you in the very, very beginning,
It was for
some
him.
for me in my head, for whatever reason, I just can't make the dots connect. But anyway, people gonna keep on studying and people gonna keep on discovering, and like you say, as time goes on, they're gonna prove some of these theories right, and they're gonna prove some of them wrong. It just depends on where technology takes us in the next 100 years or more. So on that note, we're gonna jump into a couple more promos, and then we're gonna get into our last article.
Do you need to talk? Are you struggling with your mental health? Are you struggling with substance abuse issues? Call the Orange County NAMI Warm Line. That number is 877-910-9276. That number again is 877-910-9276. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, Custom Cane has it.
Well, all right. Well, this last one, they always hear people tell you, well, you need to connect with your inner child, in order to do this or understand that or whatever the case may be, right? Well, I didn't know that some people are trying to reconnect with their inner child to actually, how can I say, it's hard to understand. We'll play the article. They call this actually reparenting. So check this out.
Today on Coffee Time, healing your inner child through reparenting. Healing the inner child is more than just a self-help buzzword. It is a transformative process that nurtures emotional growth, deepens self-awareness, and fosters healthier relationships. At its core, reparenting is about becoming the loving caregiver your younger self needed. Today on Coffee Time, we explore what the inner child is, why reparenting matters, and how you can start this deeply rewarding journey toward emotional wellness. The inner child represents the part of your subconscious that retains the emotions, memories, and impressions formed during your early years. If your childhood involved neglect, trauma, or unmet emotional needs, those experiences often linger well into adulthood. They can manifest as emotional triggers, difficulties in relationships, low self-esteem, or patterns of self-sabotage. Reparenting is the conscious act of addressing these wounds by offering the compassion, support, and validation your younger self deserved but may not have received. Beginning the reparenting process starts with a 3-step approach: connect, communicate, and nurture. First, you must connect with your inner child by reflecting on your childhood experiences and identifying any unmet needs. Journaling about early memories or recognizing recurring emotional patterns can offer valuable insights. Second, open a dialogue with your inner child. This can be done through journaling exercises, letter writing, or visualization techniques where you imagine comforting your younger self. Finally, nurture your inner child by consistently offering them words of comfort, reassurance, and love. Using positive affirmations to reinforce self-worth and security can be particularly impactful. Practical tools can significantly aid in the reparenting journey. Journaling letters to your inner child, engaging in creative expressions like painting or music that once brought you joy, and using visualization exercises to create safe, nurturing scenarios all foster emotional healing. Affirmations, such as telling your inner child, "You are loved," or "You are safe," may seem simple but hold powerful psychological weight in rebuilding self-esteem and emotional resilience. Why is this process so important? Reparenting leads to significant emotional benefits. It enhances emotional regulation, allowing individuals to respond more calmly and thoughtfully to stressors. It also fosters self-compassion, reducing the harsh inner critic that so many carry with them. Perhaps most importantly, it breaks generational cycles of emotional neglect or dysfunction, empowering individuals to create healthier dynamics in their own relationships and families. There is an abundance of resources to support this journey. Books like Reparenting Your Inner Child and Recovery of Your Inner Child by Lucia Capacchione offer structured methods for healing, including creative therapeutic practices. Therapists trained in modalities like internal family systems, IFS, or schema therapy can guide individuals through inner child work in a safe, supportive environment. Online communities such as Reddit's r/CPTSD also provide valuable spaces for sharing experiences and accessing peer support. Healing the inner child is not about blaming the past. It is about reclaiming your future. It is about giving yourself the care, love, and validation you may have missed and learning how to carry those lessons forward into a more fulfilling and authentic adult life. Have you explored inner child healing or tried any reparenting techniques? Share your experiences or thoughts with us. We would love to hear how this journey has impacted your emotional growth and wellness. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if my inner child, needed healing, maybe I don't even recognize that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the era I grew up in. That generation, whatever. I don't know. I mean, it's not like I didn't have bad things happen to me. I think we all had some bad stuff happen to us. Not necessarily intentional, just life happens. And I don't know. None of that stuff never really affected me. Either that, or I just somehow was able to, move on past it and not have it affect me later on in life. So, I mean, I don't know. But then maybe it just popped in my head, like I was talking about earlier, with the silent divorce article about how me and my second wife, we both had things from our childhood where, we didn't grow up with our, you know, biological parents in the house. So we wanted to give that to our children. So maybe that was my healing point right there. I don't know, but I don't know. It just seemed like a lot, and I don't know. Maybe I'm being insensitive, but hey, get over it and move on. I'm sorry, but anyway, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. So, but I don't know. You got some healing of your inner child you need to do, Carol?
Uh, no. I mean, I always thought I was sheltered, but I was brought up in the era where we had, our parents, and then we had uh, just a village. Everybody disciplined us, whether it be, my parents or neighbors or teachers or just even strangers. Now, of course, it's so different. And I didn't actually start rebelling until I got away from all that. So, but I was just sheltered. I was protected. And I'm not saying things didn't go on, but we didn't think about a lot of the things that are happening now, with a lot of the children. I'm sure there were child predators, but that wasn't around us. We were taught you you don't, if you know something ain't right, it's somebody always around that's gonna say something. And I like I say, I didn't actually start acting a fool until I got older and away from all those folks that I felt like just kept. They were just too nosy with me. Let me let me do my thing, and I wish that I had still had them around, because they were just protecting me from myself.
Right. I mean, again, it's just for me, I mean, I was rebellious. I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to call it. I was just just peer pressure, whatever, the neighborhood, just. I mean, I think I was good. To me, my childhood was healthy or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't have a need to go back and revisit, any of that. I don't think any of that really needs healing. So, what about you, Doc?
You need a number two a therapist, Ed. Yes, play. No,
I
but
need a what?
I said you need a number two a therapist. They need to dig in deeper. But no, but it's always good to self heal. So sometimes we've gone through traumas. We've gone through personal things that we deal with. It could be blindness. It could be a divorce. It could be a child that is no longer here. It could be, it could be multiple things. You know, and self healing is always good. Even learning how to control some of that is a bigger thing to do. Having like problems like that, and then learning tactics on how to handle, how to cope, or how to move on, and talking to your inner child if that is what you need to do, um to, even if you have low self-esteem, even talking to yourself, making yourself feel wanted and loved, talking to yourself, you know straight to your spirit, that helps also. But there is help you can get. We have a warm line that you can call to, but healing, it could come from all types of different pain that you have gone through in your life. So
Right.
even myself, I still, with losing my brother, has been a pain that even to this day I still struggle with. Not as before, now I could sit down and just think and wonder, and reminisce, and it's still, the pain's there because you wonder. And in my case, my brother didn't left no offspring, no nothing like that. He was he was kind of gone when he was young. Um, Losing friends young also affected me hard, as I see uh my young life from a different perspective now. Losing my best friend, like in my teenager years, kind of made me be out there in the streets, I guess, not having a father figure. I was out there maybe looking and seeing what a man needs to, what a man does, you know what I mean? So, you know, healing, and even even trying to I forgot what the article called it, reparenting,
Yeah,
can help.
reparenting.
Some people hold on to that pain, and some people are reluctant to open up to that pain, and try to work through it. Sometimes they hide it, they want to keep it over there. Some people end up bursting out, and different ways of explosions happen, of emotions. It could be someone shutting down, it could be somebody getting loud, it could be somebody lashing out physically or hurting themselves physically. So, reparenting, if this can work for you, it would be a great step to take, to take a step in your mental health, because, we all go through something. We got those ups, we got those downs. Sometimes you wake up a day and you're like, oh my God, you don't feel
Yep.
good, but then your emotions are not there too. Sometimes you need to be up in the up and up to handle the next day, to handle that, because
That's
sometimes
true.
having your mental health is something major now. And that I noticed that um Gen Z and Gen A is, they take their mental health seriously. A lot of, I notice, um these youngsters, like, they rather not put themselves on something so stressful, you know?
Right.
I get it, but I mean, you were saying some things in there. I just, I was never one of them that, shied away from that pain, I guess, to where, when I was feeling a certain kind of way about certain things that happened, again, we came from not the exact same environment, but, similar environments, your side of town, my side of town, whatever. But, I've lost friends from, you know, I mean, I started paying attention in my teenage years, when people, street life and whatever, but, they'd end up losing their lives to the streets or whatever. I mean, it was, tragic and so on and so forth. And the closer they are, Fred, they are, the more that pain is there. But, I don't know. Maybe I just worked through all of that stuff, a long time ago. And that's why I don't feel like I need to revisit any of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Uh,
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's been 10 years this year since my wife passed away, and I still get, those days, I mean, I mean, just like you, Carol, I mean, we talked about this before in the past, with your
Right.
mom, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Uh, I mean, this coming May is, my wife's birthday. It's Mother's Day, all that kind of stuff. Those are the days that, that are significant that, that point out, okay, well, I wish she was still here for this, or, and so on and so forth, and I miss her and, all this other kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think I'm good. I really do. I think my mental health is pretty good. I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't self-analyze myself, right? But I mean, I try to stay, busy, active, and with purpose, So I think that's what keeps me, motivated and keeps me moving every day and keeps me, grinding to try to achieve, for me anyway, what we're trying to do here with Blind United. So,
Yeah. I
uh,
agree with you. I mean, I just kind of separate the reparenting until the with my adult issues that I have going on. Like it'll be 9 years this year in October that my mother has passed, and I lost my sight in 2021. Those were adult things. I didn't really have a lot of trauma or things that were going on in my childhood. Just regular things that people kind of go through, other than just my lifestyle and dealing with it and being told it was not the right way to live. But that was just something that I dealt with and it's still with me. I'm still the same person I was then, but I seek out help if I need it, and I did, grief counseling, things of that sort, but that was during my adult time, not something that I had to reparent myself through from something that happened in my childhood. So those
right,
things I kind of separate. But it's just life. You just deal with life as it is, and you either move on or you carry that on with you to where you can find some help if you need it. Some people just don't know if they need it, and they choose to suffer. Or some people love that pity, oh my poor me type of syndrome type of thing. For any people that are suffering, that are listening out there, seek out help if you need it. It's available. It really is. Don't suffer alone.
right. Stay on top of it. You know what I'm saying? That way you don't wig out on somebody and take their life.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway, again, thank you guys, for dropping in. I appreciate Tisha and everybody that might check this out a little bit later on. We appreciate you as well. As always, please like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, comment, share, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, we're here trying to give you guys the information that, we think that is relevant, right? Especially to our community. Some of it has nothing to do with our community. It's just life. Because even though we are blind or disabled, whatever you want to label you want to put on us, we're still alive. We're still human. Life still affects us, like it does everybody else. It just has an extra little twist to it because of our disability. But but anyway, I said all that to say, hey, if you got a topic you want us to talk about, or, see what we got to say about it, shoot me an email, info@blindunited.org. Let me know what, topic you'd like to hear about. And like I said, we'll work it out and get it up here and let, me, Carol, and Pedro talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And we will definitely get back at you guys tomorrow. So, on that note, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great one.